Ever imagine yourself making a difference in the life of a young person, maybe
Mm.
even turning their life around?
Yeah,
It's a powerful thought,
it is.
and it's at the heart of what juvenile correctional officers do every day. You've shared some sources from RoleCatcher about this career path.
Right.
So let's dive into their guides and interview prep materials to really unpack what it takes to excel in this demanding
Oh, wait.
but incredibly rewarding role. We're going beyond the surface here,
Yeah.
looking at the day-to-day realities, the essential skills, and yes, even the potential career paths you could forge within the juvenile justice system.
You see, many people think of a juvenile correctional officer as solely focused on security.
Right.
And while that's a critical component,
Of course.
it's only one side of the coin. The RoleCatcher Guide defines this role beautifully,
Okay.
highlighting the balance between maintaining a safe and secure facility
Right.
and guiding young people towards rehabilitation. It's about upholding the rules while simultaneously fostering an environment where these individuals can heal and grow.
That's a really important distinction. It's not just about locking people up.
Right.
It's about helping them unlock a better future for themselves.
Oh.
So what does that look like in practice? What kind of tasks fill a juvenile correctional officer's day?
Well,
I mean, the guide mentions everything from monitoring activities and writing reports to actually supervising rehabilitation programs. That sounds like an incredibly varied
Yeah.
and potentially intense workday.
you hit the nail on the head with intense. The work environment section of the guide doesn't sugarcoat things.
Right.
Remember, you're working with young people who are often facing incredibly difficult circumstances,
Yeah.
experiencing emotional turmoil,
Sure.
and grappling with the consequences of their actions. The potential for stressful situations,
Yeah.
even confrontations,
Yeah.
is a reality of this job.
That makes me think about the interpersonal skills needed for this role. You're not just interacting with the youth, but also with staff,
Right.
counselors,
Yeah.
probably even families in some cases.
Absolutely. And those interactions can run the gamut.
I bet.
1 minute, you might be de-escalating a tense situation
Yeah.
between two young people.
Yeah.
And the next, you're collaborating with a counselor to create an individualized rehabilitation plan. This job demands a remarkable ability to navigate complex social dynamics while maintaining composure,
Yeah.
empathy, and a commitment to the well-being of everyone involved.
It sounds like the ability to stay calm under pressure is non-negotiable.
It
And
is.
maybe even more important, knowing how to talk to people,
Yeah,
especially in challenging situations.
absolutely.
Right.
That's why the guide places such a strong emphasis on active listening skills.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets really interesting. It's not just about hearing the words. It's about understanding the emotions beneath them. Imagine a young person acting out,
Right.
yelling, maybe even being disrespectful.
Okay.
Active listening in this context means deciphering what's fueling that behavior.
I see.
Is it fear,
Okay.
anger,
Right.
a sense of hopelessness?
Right.
Only then can you respond in a way that de-escalates the situation and opens the door for dialogue.
It reminds me of that saying, people may not remember what you said, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. It feels particularly relevant in this field.
Exactly. And that ability to connect on a human level, even amidst challenging circumstances, is something interviewers are keenly looking for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of interviews, the RoleCatcher Guide also included interview prep materials, right? Is there anything in there that speaks to these skills we're discussing?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Many of the sample interview questions are designed to assess precisely these abilities.
Right.
For instance,
Yeah.
a question like, describe a time when you had to deal with a difficult individual,
Right.
isn't just about recounting a past experience.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity for you to demonstrate your problem-solving skills, your ability to remain calm under pressure, and your commitment to finding constructive solutions.
So it's not enough to just say,
Right.
I'm a good listener. You
Yep.
have to show it, right? Paint a picture with your answers.
Yes.
Demonstrate your ability to navigate those tricky interpersonal dynamics.
Precisely. And that's where those interview prep materials become invaluable.
Yeah.
They provide a framework for thinking through these scenarios and crafting compelling responses that showcase your strengths.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's like prepping for a play almost. You got the script, the lines,
Yeah.
but it's the delivery, the emotion you bring to it that truly resonates with the audience.
What a fantastic analogy.
Right.
And just like an actor needs to inhabit their role,
Yeah.
aspiring juvenile courage, correctional officers need to embody those qualities of empathy, resilience, and composure,
Yeah.
these aren't just buzzwords. They're the foundations for building trust and creating a positive environment for rehabilitation.
Right. So you really have to embody these things.
Yes.
And that brings me to something else I found interesting in the guide.
Okay.
It emphasizes that there's no specific degree required to become a juvenile correctional officer. Of
Yeah.
course, relevant coursework in areas like psychology, social work,
Sure.
or criminal justice can be incredibly beneficial.
Right.
But it seems like experience, temperament, and a genuine passion for working with young people are equally, if not more, important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
While a degree can provide a theoretical understanding,
There.
it's your lived experience, your ability to connect with people from diverse backgrounds,
Right.
and your unwavering belief in the potential of every young person that truly sets you apart in this field.
It's almost like they're looking for natural-born mentors, people who genuinely believe in the power of second chances.
Right.
But speaking of pathways, what does the road ahead look like for someone who chooses this profession? Is there room for growth?
Sure.
For taking on even greater responsibility?
That's where the career stages section of the guide is particularly insightful.
Okay.
It outlines a clear progression from entry-level positions to more senior roles,
Right.
each with increasing levels of responsibility and influence.
Okay, so paint me a picture.
Okay.
Let's say someone's been working as a juvenile correctional officer for a few years.
Mhm.
They've honed their skills,
Right.
proven their dedication.
Yeah.
What might a step up look like for them?
Well, one example that stands out in the guide is the role of a senior juvenile correctional officer who takes on the responsibility of developing training programs for newer recruits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's quite a thought. You're not just mentoring the young people in your care, you're also mentoring those who will be working with them in the years to come. You're shaping approaches, fostering those core values of empathy and rehabilitation. It's like a ripple effect of positive influence.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
And that's just one example.
Okay.
As you progress, you might find yourself taking on more supervisory roles, leading specialized programs,
Right.
or even advocating for policy changes within the juvenile justice system.
Wow.
The possibilities are vast,
Yeah.
and the potential for impact only grows as you gain experience and expertise.
This has been incredibly eye-opening, but let's bring it back to the here and now.
Oh.
If someone listening to this is intrigued by this career path,
Mhm.
what are some concrete steps they can take to explore it further? I mean, besides the obvious reading through those RoleCatcher resources thoroughly, of course.
One thing I always recommend is connecting directly with people in the field.
Okay.
Reach out to juvenile correctional officers in your area.
All right.
Maybe even shadow someone for a day, if
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
There's no substitute for firsthand experience to truly understand the nuances and demands of this line of work.
It's about getting a feel for the day-to-day.
Right.
Seeing those skills in action.
Exactly.
And determining if it's the right fit for you,
Yes.
both personally and professionally.
And don't underestimate the power of certifications.
Okay.
The guide lists several, including juvenile correctional officer certification, CPR,
Yeah.
and crisis intervention training.
Sure.
These not only enhance your qualifications, but also provide invaluable skills for handling the complexities of this unique work environment.
It's about demonstrating that you're not just passionate, but also prepared to handle the challenges that come with this incredibly rewarding profession. It's about going beyond the call of duty, not just for the young people you're serving, but for the betterment of the entire system. Well, on that note, I want to thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of juvenile correctional officers. It's been an incredibly insightful journey, exploring not just the practicalities of the role, but also the profound impact it can have on both the individuals involved and society as a whole. Remember, the work of rehabilitation, of second chances, of guiding young lives towards a brighter future, that's a collective effort. Whether you choose this career path or simply carry this knowledge with you, your awareness and empathy can make a difference. Until next time, keep asking those tough questions, keep seeking knowledge, and keep diving deep.